Hi friend, this is Shomik Vishwas. Today we are discussing on a new topic, that is signal space analysis. So that is a topic of today. We are discussing, that is signal space analysis. And so signal space analysis is what? Signal space analysis provides a mathematically elegant and highly insightful tool for the study of data transmission. So that is the introduction. So in this introduction section, what can I say, that how one digital system is being designed for the data transmission. Here you can see few modules are there. Say number one is message source. The second portion is the transmitter. The third portion is the channel. Fourth portion is a receiver, and the fifth portion, which is not given in this particular diagram or in that particular block diagram, you can say, that is the end user, those who are receiving that particular byte or data. Now the message source is basically transmitting the number 1, number 2, number 3, so different number slot of MI where MI is a message head. Now that message M1, that message M2, that message M3, all these different messages should have their probability of occurrence. So in that last semester, when we have gone through that the digital communication, mainly the information theory and the coding part, you can see there I told one term, that is the probability of that particular message. It means, suppose if you are sending one particular message, now the probability of occurrence of such message is very much insightful for the case of communication engineering. Why? Because if the probability of occurrence is larger, so that particular message can be obtained very easily. If the probability occurrence is very small, so obviously that particular message will occur very infrequently. Now here the statistical model for a genetic digital communication system is given. So in this particular case, what happened, the message source, the first one, the message source, it is just transmitting, or it is giving transmitter the symbols or the messages, that is MI, M2, M3, M4, in this way, I equals to 1 to 4, and that next messages is transmitted to the transmitter. So in the transmitter you can see that the digital message when come, so in the transmitter section there are different coding system is present. This is called the digital coding system. So in that particular coding system you may have the different sort of coding, which I have discussed earlier also in that previous classes. This is one of them is very popular, called as LBC, linear block code. Another is a cyclic code. Another is a Shannon code. So in this way different type of codings are available in the transmitter. So what type of transmitter coding is applied, the same thing is applied to the receiver part. Okay, so that receiver part having that decrypt algorithm, which will act on the encrypt data, and whatever the algorithm, it will find out the exactly data bit which is assembled in that particular transmitter datagram. Now one very important part is the channel. So here is the channel coding part. So actually in the digital communication we used to discuss on the two topic. One is the receiver or the transmitter coding, another is the channel coding. So whenever the data is transmitting to that channel, it will generally follow that shape of some pulses. Either it is square pulses, generally it is used as square pulses. Why? Because the sync pattern can be easily derived from that square pulses. So the square pulses, basically the PCM transmission has taken places to the channel, but the channel coding is quite different thing actually, that the linear block codes or that particular cyclic codes that you are using, all these are coming in that category of the channel capacity, channel coding. Now already in the last semester I told you what is the channel capacity and what is the Shannon-Fano theorem. So in this way, in this particular class, what you can say that statistical model for a genetic digital communication system is given here, that message source is this M, this one. So the message source should have some priori probabilities for information source. So the priori probabilities, it means the probability concept if applied to a message source. Priori probabilities means when it comes for the transmission part, it should have one previously probability assigned to this. This is called the priori probability. Now after doing some operation on that particular datagram, whatever the data is arrived at the output, so this is called the posteriori probabilities. So here priori probabilities and posteriori probabilities, these two are the very important part for that message transmission. So here the probabilities for that message source, it means the priori probabilities for information source is already given, as it is Pi equals to P of Mi for I equals to 1 to up to M. Now the next part, the transmitter. The transmitter takes the messages source output, that Mi, and encodes into a distinct signal SIT, suitable for transmission over the channel. So Pi equals to P of Mi. Here Mi is applied to for the distinct signal portion, that S of It. So I can again write P of S of It for I equals to 1 to up to M. So here some consideration I have taken. What is the consideration? That S of It must be a real valued energy signal, that is a signal with finite energy. It means that Si is a real valued energy signal. So I usually write that Si equals to the square form. So the RMS, basically you have to know this, what is the RMS value of some given waveform. So actually the RMS value is basically giving that I square. So that energy is means what? Energy means that after work done, if some value of potency or the potential is stored inside that body, is called that energy. So therefore that Ei, the energy spectrum, is basically the integration of 0 to t Si square t dt, which is obviously less than infinity. Why? Because it is a finite energy source. It means with a duration t, the signal should have with finite energy. The next portion is called the channel. So what is channel? The channel is assumed linear and with a bandwidth wide enough to pass SIT with no distortion. So the term is important here, linear. So why is called that linear? Because when a linear channel is assumed, so obviously the calculation follows the linear geometry. But if something non-linear has come, so obviously that non-linear geometry will be followed inside. And the other way, the current while passing through some linear device, the nature, the behavior that shows by the device is quite different when the current is passing through some non-linear device. As say for example, the linear device, you can say if the current is passing through the resistive network, the behavior is quite different. If the current is passing through that capacitive or inductive network, the thing is quite different. So here in that particular communication engineering, we should follow the channel must be in the linear in size and nature and with a bandwidth wide enough to pass SIT with no distortion. Now the second point, that the channel should have what? That a zero mean additive white Gaussian noise. So one channel, one well designed, so it should have one AWGN channel. So what is that AWGN? That is additive white Gaussian noise. So what is the Gaussian noise? Before that, what is the Gaussian distribution? Already I have told in my last lectures. So there I have told that the distribution of noise can be anything, like the Radix pattern, like the Poisson pattern, like that Gaussian pattern, in this way. But in a normal practice of communication engineering, it has been shown that the noise which will be appearing in that receiver, it is basically in the nature of white Gaussian noise. White, the sense carrying that all type of frequencies are being mixed in that type of Gaussian distribution, and different sort of distributions, say just like Rayleigh's distribution or Poisson distributions. In this way, Gaussian distribution is a particular type of distribution where the mean and variance is a very important fact. So 1 0 means additive Gaussian noise. It means in which the mu is equals to 0 and the sigma equals to 1. So 0 means with central moments, or that you can say that sigma equals to, or the variance equals to 1. So that is taken as the 0 impulses. So when nothing present in that particular channel, that channel should have 0 value. So the 0 value noise doesn't have 0 voltage, because that noise which is appearing in that signaling term, so it may be having 0 mean or that 1 mean like. So 0 mean doesn't have 0 value, so it should have some particular value, but the distribution is a Gaussian type distribution, but having 0 means, so you just put that mu equals to 0 in that expression of fx of that Gaussian distribution, and you will easily have that what is a 0 mean or 1 variance additive AWGN is also assumed to facilitate the analysis. Okay, so in that next part, it is a mathematical model. So what is a mathematical model? We can simplify the previous system block diagram as that mathematical model. It means, see, actually it is a very important one question generally asked all of us, that if you are considering one particular system, if nothing present in this system, it means if it considers some receiver, or if you are considering some transmitter, so if transmitter is not transmitting anything, or the question may ask that if the receiver is not receiving anything, so the receiver is not receiving anything, the transmitter is not transmitting anything, means any signal, so still there is any voltages inside that receiver or transmitter, the question may be asked. So generally or theoretically speaking is no. If it is not transmitting anything, if it is not receiving anything, so obviously no voltage pattern, no waveform, no signal, no message, nothing is there in that particular channel or in the transmitter or receiver system. But it is theoretically. In practical, it has been shown that actually if nothing present in the receiver or the transmitter or the channel, so obviously something is obviously present over there, because physics says that nothing can be vacant, nothing can be placed vacant in that mortal world, because something must be there. We cannot make it completely zero inside. So obviously right here also, if you are designing one transmitter or a receiver, so obviously there some noise if the signal is not present right there. So if the transmitter is not transmitting any signal, it means it is transmitting the noise. If the receiver is not receiving any signal, means it is receiving the noise. So what is the description of noise and what is the description of the signal? So actually in that digital communication system, it can be seen that the signals are mixed with noise. So if no signals, only noise present, so you can say it is 0 mean 1 variance Gaussian distribution or AWGN. If you are having 1 mean and 1 distribution, so it is basically taken as a 1 standard, and you can say that is 1 impulse in the digital communication system, and that particular thing is present inside the system with that name 1 mean 1 variance digital signals having messages as well the noise. So 0 mean 1 variance having no messages, only noise, and 1 mean 1 variance having messages as well some noise. So these two are the Gaussian distribution. So here you can say that upon the reception of xt, what is xt? Xt is a received signal. What is a transmitted signal? If it is S of it, it is mixed with that white Gaussian noise, that is Wt. So SIT plus Wt is basically the received signal. So what is written? That upon the reception of that xt with a duration of t, the receiver makes the best estimate of mi. It means upon the reception of xt with the duration of t, the receiver makes the best estimate of mi. We haven't defined that what is the best means. So what is the best actually? Best means which is having the less noise. So less noise cannot be a measure. So in any received pulse or any received signal, if you are having one particular message signal, there must be some noise. So the noise may be less, noise may be high. So what is the name of that estimation? Estimation means just prediction of whether it is there or not there. So estimation of mi means, suppose you are sending one bit 5. So what is your estimation rule? You have to access 5, have to receive 5 from the receiver end. But if you can't do this, so obviously it is not doing a better estimation. So the receiver can make only the better estimation mi only for that given duration of t, and still the estimation rules how to estimate one signal, that is lying in that category of estimation theory of the signal processing, which is beyond of your syllabus. Still I will do a little bit discussion on this in my next lesson. So thank you very much for listening my classes, and wait for early next. In my next classes I will come to the lecture 2 of that particular topic, that is called that signal space design and the signal vector space analysis. Thank you very much for this class.